Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Oh!
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney 2. When we left off. Well, I mean, a lot of things have been going on. There's been a lot of drama. Strongheart kind of like revealed everything. Maybe. Because there's a secret that he wasn't expecting.
He didn't reveal everything.
We've been carrying around the one piece of evidence that we've always needed since, like, the beginning. Since we got the sword, because it's been hiding in there all along.
He revealed everything he was willing to reveal.
But now, we're going to reveal what he didn't want to be revealed.
And he's not happy about it.
Very well then.
He's an angry man. Look at him.
For God's sake.
He's shaking.
No!
He's vibrating.
Goodness.
You okay? Do you need a blanket?
He is not okay. I penned this, my last will and testament, in the final moments before my inevitable and willing death.
He was just reading it out.
The hour is 11 p.m., and I sit at my writing desk in my office. My good friend Asogi stands at my shoulder. He expresses intent to invoke the dying ritual of the duel, that I may depart this world with honor.
Oh.
An honor of which I am utterly undeserving. The Japanese are a truly merciful people.
Whoa.
I, Clint Van Zieks, Lord of the Manor of the Van Zieks Estate, hereby confess to the following. I am the killer who has come to be known in society as the Professor, guilty of 4 counts of murder. I will not here discourse the corruption rife among the aristocracy, just to me, as one of them, so apparent. However, 6 months ago, I took the life of a member of the House of Lords at the heart of the depravity. A demon who habitually sacrificed the common man to further his own interests, abusing his position of power. The law is impotent against such vile avarice. Only a fellow demon can rid society of this menace.
Ooh.
That demon was my quarry, upon whom I willingly set my great hound. But though I am a hunter of some experience, I am a poor felon, it seems. My guilt was at once recognized by another, and I became subject to his extortion. He held over me the threat of exposing my wicked crime to my beloved wife and brother. Under that threat, I have done this man's bidding for months now, killing those he demanded I kill. As I watched my former mentor perish before my eyes at the jaws of the hound I commanded, I realized that I had lost the last shred of decency within me, and sunk to the level of a wild beast.
So he was forced to kill his friend and mentor.
There is no path back to the light. Be it I or my dear friend Asogi who dies this night, I am eternally damned. To my extortioner, male Strongheart, may you feel the jaws of the beast at your throat every time you swallow.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God!
Why are you
Don't smile, you piece of shit!
What the fuck?
So now we know. Yes, Clint Van Zieks was a murderer. But somebody was directing him and naming his victims. His extortioner, Lord Male Strongheart. It was you!
He really is so evil. He's evil as fuck, dog!
The long call since I first saw your ass. But man, he's fucking, like, despisingly evil.
Yeah.
Lord Strongheart a moment ago.
He has no redeeming qualities.
You claim that what the court had just heard could destroy justice in this country. But you weren't trying to protect justice at all.
No.
All you were trying to do
Just protect yourself.
was conceal the secret of your true nature and the countless lives you've sacrificed up till now. It just didn't make sense to me that the third victim, the former Lord Chief Justice, was my brother's benefactor and a man of lofty principles. As I said, Clint had no possible reason to kill the man. But you did, didn't you, Lord Strongheart? To eliminate the man who stood between you and the office you'd set your sights on.
So that he could go up.
So you used your own hunting dog, Lord Clint Van Zieks, to take him down. It had to be done.
Wow.
London's unsavory shadows are deep, and the arm of the law fails to reach their depths. Crime must be cut off at the roots. The Lord Chief Justice at the time couldn't see that. He was weak. Lofty principles, you say? Tantamount to cowardice, if you ask me. Which is why I took his place, in order to fight the crime he was allowing to spread like wildfire.
Would Strongheart be like lawful evil, you think?
Kind of. By murdering the man. The Reaper, the Professor, the name makes no difference. As I've explained countless times already, I was all done for the furtherance of law and order in London. Are you going to legitimize the murder of my father now too? Ah, Genshin Asogi. Well, that was unfortunate. I'd fully intended to send him back to Japan as we'd agreed. I don't believe it was you, wasn't it? You killed him. No, it wasn't me who took your father's life. Then who? On the night following his mock execution, I went to Lowgate Cemetery at 3 in the morning with Jigoku. Just Jigoku? You had to be a collaborator on the Japanese side to manage Asogi's treatment after his reparation. Jigoku had fierce ambition, and made him easy to manipulate. 10 years ago, after he'd stood trial for the destruction of the witness stand, I had words with him. When I told him the position of Minister of Foreign Affairs could be his, he couldn't agree fast enough.
Wow.
Seishiro, you fool. As you know, Asogi escaped the prison in a closed casket and was subsequently interred. We intended to dig him out of his grave before he ran out of air. But sadly, all did not go to plan.
Yeah. That's how a driver screams.
There was an unexpected visitor to the cemetery with his own ideas about digging up graves. It made him witnessed what nobody was supposed to see. Enoch Drebber. Of course, I knew grave robbers frequented London cemeteries, but that grave on that particular night...
That's just bad luck.
Watch people find out the convict was really executed. The skin will rock the very foundations of the Empire. Shoot him, Mr. Jigoku. Shoot Asogi at once. He can't live now that this has happened. He has to go.
What are you talking about? You had an agreement.
You promised me... Oh.
You promised him he could return to Japan.
Everything has changed now. If the truth got out because of this, both of us would be finished. Forever. Come on, Jigoku, do it. Pull the trigger. Shoot!
Bang!
Whoo!
Jigoku shot Asogi from Asogi from the shadows. The grey robber was so close the blood sprayed over his coat.
Oh wow.
He fled as fast as his legs would carry him. Then Jigoku and I put Asogi's body back in the grave from which he just emerged.
Jesus. That's so fucked up.
When I later learned of the waxwork modeler's presence at the scene as well, I made her swear to 2 things. Never to remove the professor's mask, and never to speak of the events of that night. And with that, the secret was buried along with Asogi's corpse.
Ooh.
So, now you know what really happened in Lowgate Cemetery that night.
Wow.
Oh shit.
It's a lot of silence.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's just like,
Everyone's quiet.
oh shit. Well, didn't expect that one. It was Jigoku, your Japanese acquaintance, who killed Asogi in the end, you see. He claimed to be the man's friend, but when push came to shove, he pulled the trigger.
It was because of you, though. It was your influence.
Just before Mr. Jigoku left the courtroom earlier, he said the assassin exchange proposal was a demand from his British counterpart, not a request. So he coerced him too, using what happened in the graveyard. By that time, Jigoku was the Minister of Foreign Affairs negotiating international treaties with Britain. You can imagine what would have happened if it came to light he'd murdered a compatriot 10 years earlier. He would have lost everything. I merely reminded him of that.
Wow.
How do you sleep at night?
I
On a
don't.
bed. These past 10 years, I've fought tirelessly with the darker recesses of London's criminal underworld. And I've used whatever means necessary to ensure that justice prevails and law and order reign supreme. I guess you could say, the end justifies the means.
Oh no.
That couldn't be further from the truth. The fact is, you haven't fought crime at all. How dare you? I
Easily.
saved Clint Van Zeeks from dishonor on his death.
Objection.
Whilst behind the scenes, you systematically buried anyone who stood in your way. And then you made my father take the blame. It was unavoidable. It was only the way to protect our justice system and public order.
Whew,
Let's not
talk about an
forget the others you had
extremist.
killed as well. Setting the defendant up as a reaper to cover up the truth behind the murders of countless more.
Ooh.
That's enough. Do you have any idea of the conniving that led to the acquittals of those wretched criminals? We have to fight fire with fire. Our courts can't function without a reaper.
Wow.
Can't you see all I've done for this country? This has been my struggle.
Objection.
You've done nothing. It's Lord Van Zeeks who here has worked tirelessly to end justly in court, whilst enduring the disgrace of the Reaper name.
No, he's like, it's funny to hear you say that.
Inspector Gregson, fraught with anguish for having sullied his hands through a desire to do the right thing. Not to mention Genjin Asogi, who risked his life going in pursuit of the truth you tried to hide.
It means a lot that Kazuma would say that about Barrack after him accusing of all this. So he's
Yeah.
like, oh wow.
No, the darker recesses of London Underworld were largely filled by you.
Whoa.
You little... When will you get it through your thick skulls? And that was it all for... That was all for Queen and Country. I'm tiring of that excuse.
Talk. You can read. I believe in you.
You've consistently twisted the truth for bargaining power to make others do your bidding. Nothing more. People who only twist the truth and coerce others have no right to call themselves part of the judiciary.
Yeah, no.
I strongly suggest you don't ever talk of justice again.
Damn. You gonna scream? Yep, there it goes. He's vibrating again. He looks like he's being electrocuted. If
Frankenstein?
only.
Jesus. Oh boy.
He froze. Oh my god.
Hi.
Is he pulling a Joker? You know when the Joker was clapping in the...
Well, well, well. Dear me, my good fellows. Dear me.
I'm scared.
A well-deserved round of applause, I think, for a quite marvelous performance.
I'm scared.
What are you talking about?
I'm scared.
Those delightfully grave expressions, that beautifully pronounced Queen's English. Really, our friends from the Far East are quite the picture of industriousness.
I'm scared.
God, keep your mockery. Please don't misunderstand. It really is exactly as you've both said. What are you trying to say? I have occupied the darker recesses of London's underworld and, how did you put it? Done nothing? I confess it's a little embarrassing to have it pointed out quite so starkly, but yes, I really have done nothing, which means I can be indicted for nothing. No. What? No. It's true. Personally, I've committed no crime. I've merely been surrounded by fools who've acted very rashly indeed. You can't get away with that. You've constantly preyed on people's weaknesses.
Consistently.
And what? Threatened them? Are you sure it wasn't just bargaining?
Oh boy.
I would like to address all the good lords, ladies, and gentlemen of the judiciary here present.
Stand or sit down, pick one.
You all know of these darker recesses in our great capital, and deep down I believe you also know that to fight those who dwell there requires at least some of us to occupy that darkness ourselves. What? So let me appeal to your good sense now. Consider the situation with me.
No.
If this catalog of horrifying revelations were to become common knowledge among the 6 million inhabitants of London, what might happen? To to learn that the infamous murderer of royals and nobles was a respected member of the aristocracy himself. That evidence was fabricated in the scapegoat's trial amid secret negotiations with prosecutors to effect a jailbreak. That the Reaper of the Bailey was an organized group of assassins managed by a Scotland Yard inspector. And finally, that it was all masterminded by the Lord Chief Justice himself. If the general public of Britain knew the truth, all faith in the police and the prosecutor's office would be completely lost, without doubt. Public order in the capital would completely break down. We'd be cast back to the lawless days of the last century. Precisely. It was 100 years ago when 1 of 10 of the population were criminals. Think what we've accomplished since then. A public policing force, a comprehensive set of laws. And if we want to continue to protect this new era of law and order, I say again, we must at times occupy the darkness ourselves.
You really are a Kingdom Hearts villain.
We have successfully identified and apprehended the man responsible for taking Inspector Gregson's life. That is all that was expected of this trial. All these other matters that have been discussed will be eliminated from the minutes of these proceedings in the interest of preserving law and order, and to protect Her Majesty the Queen, of course. Well, my lords and ladies and gentlemen, what say you?
Well, shit, when you put it that way,
Yeah.
he has a point.
The things Lord Stronghart has done are quite unforgivable.
But on the other hand,
It's
Isn't
our
it-
duty to maintain law and order in the capital.
you can't deny that the threat of the Reaper over the years has done wonders for the crime rate.
Oh, wow.
By fair means or foul, that's all thanks to Lord Stronghart.
Oh my god.
Strong heart.
I'm not even doing that as a
strong
bit.
heart.
Oh boy. Are you hearing this? This is the will of the British judiciary.
He's like, I need a drink.
I need the bottle at this moment. For your rousing response, friends,
Ugh.
I express my heartfelt gratitude. Therefore, in accordance with the overwhelming wishes of the court, the records shall be erased.
Wow.
You have to respect the man's ability to turn a situation to his favor.
Yeah?
Lord Strongheart really is a master of manipulation.
You've conclusively proven his guilt. Yet still he manages to evade justice. I just don't know what we can do.
Ryunosuke.
It looks like the trial really is going to come to an end now.
Better pull the rabbit's
I'm
ears.
almost out of options, I think. There's really only one path left open to me.
Yep.
Um,
Use evidence. Save first.
Just say it, because it could be to raise an objection, but we can try and present the rabbit and pull it and see what
Yeah.
happens. I'm not confident in that, but we'll go for it.
Sherlock just pops in and assassinates Strongheart.
That would be a hell of a way to finish it.
Yeah.
Yes, as I know only too well, the only thing that carries any weight in court is hard evidence.
This is a new one.
But Mr. Naruto, what evidence is there to use at this stage in the trial?
I have an idea. I don't know whether anything will come of it, but if there was ever a time for using this particular item we have among the evidence,
Yep.
it's now.
All right,
Yank
Sherlock,
it by
what are you
the
gonna do
ears.
now? Oh my! Yes, Mr. Holmes asked if you had that with you earlier.
We've exposed all of Lord Strongheart's wrongdoing now. I've no doubt that Mr. Holmes had already deduced exactly how the truth would unfurl. So I think it must be time for the great detective to take center stage, don't you?
Yes! She's like, yes, absolutely. Oh!
Oh, wow. That was impressive. That's documented live. That just happened. I can't believe you. Wow.
I am Susanoo.
You're both Sherlock simps. It fits perfectly.
Let's take the hair by the ears then and heave.
All right, here goes. Heave. My dear fellows, must I remind you every time a gentle tug will suffice. Mr. Holmes, you're looking in quite the wrong direction, Mr. Naruto. Because I'm over here.
Ah! Mr. Naruto, he's... What?
Wait, what the fuck?
Is that a hologram?
It would appear to be the case. I think that's...
It's Mr. Holmes! Whoa!
Boy, 1900s were scary. I was ready to go back, Holmes. Glad to be here again. Lord Strongheart. What is the meaning of this?
What is happening?
Bailiff, seize him. Put that man in irons.
Oh, it's so they
This
can't
is a
grab
close
him.
court. You've been warned once already, man. Oh, what the? Wait, get hold of him, Lord.
He's just...
We just right going through him. Oh my god. You... Oh my god.
Dance on them, Ada.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I'm afraid, yeah, it's all wasted. You see? The great detective you see before you is composed entirely of light and shadow. An image, if you will. Mr. Naruto, I must congratulate you on your fine deductions. Mr. Holmes, what on earth is happening? Are you familiar, I wonder, with the invention known as the telephone? Well, yes. I hear that some public telephones have been installed recently in Tokyo.
The sound of the speaker's voice is converted into an electrical signal and transmitted instantly to another place.
Quite, sounds transmitted. So, could not images keep them company amused? Iris and I did some modest experimentation to develop such a device specifically this very day.
Modest experimentation, Mr. Holmes? What a modest description.
And somewhat incidentally, I thought we might just as well transmit an entire scene. Somewhat incidentally, Mr. Holmes, now you're just being immodest. Did you mean to say you're not actually here, Holmes?
Barrick's having a crisis.
I knew my trusty Potter would have no trouble grasping the concept. Except he's grasping the stand to steady himself after your shock arrival.
Poor father. I would have hoped he might have been forewarned, being the great detective's partner.
Leave my courtroom at once. Get out, or I swear to you. Damn me. You, on the other hand, Lord Strongheart, appear to have a very poor grasp on the situation. Allow me to reiterate. I am not here. Which would I hope lead naturally to one asking, where exactly are you?
Yeah, where is he?
The very question I was awaiting. I'm at present enjoying the air in a rather splendid garden. A garden? Not just any garden, you understand. A garden at Buckingham Palace.
Oh!
What? You can't be. Buckingham Palace?
Is he just vibing with the queen?
What's Buckingham Palace, Miss Susato? I've never heard of it.
Do you ever read the news, Mr. Naruto?
No. Mr. Holmes? Is Iris with you there? Well now, Iris is currently enjoying some tea. With Her Majesty. Her Majesty?
They're just vibing with the queen.
Not just any Her Majesty, you understand. Her Majesty the Queen of the British Empire. Whoa. What?
I love Sherlock!
Wow.
Oh my god!
What on earth is this all about?
Buckingham Palace is Her Majesty the Queen's residence in London, Mr. Naruto.
Order in the court. I demand immediate silence. Her Majesty the Queen? You can't be. I mean, no. This is some sort of unforgivable, distasteful trickery by the third-rate detective, that's all. Unforgivably distasteful trickery? What an apt description. A closed call session attended by an elite member of the judiciary is a rare event. I presume that Her Majesty would be more than a little curious about the proceedings.
Yo!
So I decided to show her. Everything. From start to finish.
Oh my god!
Huh? You showed her? Indeed. By dint of the Sherlock Holmes remote cinematography. You meddling. This is some kind of nightmare. As I appear to be standing before you, regaling you with talk of my latest invention. No doubt you inferred that the reverse is also true. You don't mean Her Majesty has seen and heard every moment of the proceedings. I assume there'd be no objection. After all, every trial in this country is conducted under the
Auspices.
auspices of Her Majesty, as you know. You. I confess I am quite impatient to hear Her Majesty's opinion about the unforgivably distasteful trickery in which you've been engaging over the past 10 years.
Oh!
No, I was merely...
I say so Sorry to keep you all waiting. Vicky and I had so much to talk about.
Vicky? Are you that close to the Queen?
Iris, there you are. In fact, I have a little message here from Her Majesty.
You have a royal decree in your hand. A message?
That also means Sherlock was dancing in front of the Queen.
That's wonderful. Well then, if everyone is sitting comfortably, ahem. Forthwith and with immediate effect, all authority previously afforded to male Strongheart is hereby revoked forevermore. Furthermore, you will be prosecuted for crimes against this country in a public trial by jury in the coming days.
Public trial.
So, it seems that Her Majesty doesn't believe we need to fight fire with fire. Justice in this country needn't be administered from the shadows at all. Male Strongheart, the darkness you fostered to conceal your despicable actions these last 10 years is a thing of the past now. After today, your reign of law and order has no future, because no longer are you the Lord Chief Justice. In the eyes of the law and Her Majesty the Queen, you are nothing but a criminal.
I never thought that I would see a hologram Sherlock reading off a decree from the Queen.
Adjourned! 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 Court is adjourned!
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Poor horsey. Oh god. Oh. I was hoping this would land on him and he just burned to his death in the courtroom.
Whoa.
Ooh boy, the scales of justice do not like you. Oh shit.
Yo. It's gonna...
it's coming back for you, buddy.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That is terrifying, but also awesome.
That was fantastic. I mean, it would have been a little bit cooler if you kind of got skewered through your fucking spleen.
Wouldn't it be his head?
Well, I mean, it can hit any part of the body, but... Oh!
He did get a little toasty, though.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks left a will in which he confessed to everything. When those words came out of Asogi's mouth, it deranged me completely. I must do anything and everything in my power to contain the situation. But I couldn't find the damn document. I searched his cell, but it wasn't there. Which precipitated the jailbreak plot, I presume? What do you mean?
He's still around.
The need to obtain that will was all-consuming. I was sure that if I facilitated Asogi's escape, he would emerge with the will somewhere on his person. But despite searching his limp body in the cemetery that night, it still eluded me. It never even crossed my mind that it was concealed in the sword's hilt.
I guess you could say the scales really tipped on Strongheart, huh?
It tipped in our favor. What pains me now is that my brother left this world without a word to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zeeks.
In point of fact, I think perhaps that isn't the case.
Sorry? How can that be?
There is more to his last will and testament.
What?
What?
Oh boy. As I confront the prospect of my demise, I feel bitter regret for my younger brother. Varric, you have always looked up to me, and now you follow in my footsteps to become a prosecutor. It is my fervent wish that my unspeakable deeds should not hinder your advancement. I ask not for understanding, for none could understand my depravity. I ask only for forgiveness.
Huh. Yeah, it was her reading that. Asogi is a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honor my final two wishes. The first is that this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. I have confessed my sins to my wife, May she find resolution in my death. With my eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint Van Zeeks.
Clint. The silence is deafening.
Yeah.
Male Strongheart, you colluded with Seishiro Jigoku in a criminal plot so immense it spanned the oceans. And you cold-heartedly murdered all those who knew the truth about what happened 10 years ago. But why did you set about that now, a whole decade later? To ascend to the very peak.
I was gonna say, wait, wrong voice. He doesn't deserve that voice.
These last 10 years made me realize being Lord Chief Justice wasn't enough. Short of becoming Your Majesty's Attorney General,
Wow.
I could have no real power to affect the changes needed in this country. And for that promotion, I need to ensure no remnants of the past remained. How could you?
Wow, all for power.
I like everything to run smoothly in the exact manner that I prescribe, like a well-oiled machine. And I was just a step away. And for your ambition to succeed, did you even bother to count the number of brilliant people you had killed? Ah, Mr. Reaper, are you not forgetting something? Such as?
He still calls him that.
You've amateur adopted your usual prosecutor-like demeanor in the proceedings now. But the reality of the situation is that you are the defendant in this trial.
He's like, oh yeah.
However, the presiding judge would appear to have fallen from the bench, as it were. Yes, well, let me entrust the final junior education to an old friend.
Santa's back!
My lord.
As a member of the judiciary, I've been following the proceedings from the gallery. And I must say, I shan't ever forget the extraordinary battle between good and evil that I witnessed here today.
The little Bap's back. Oh my god, I'm so happy to hear a small Bap.
The darkness that has blighted justice in our land these past 10 years has at last been dispelled. Thanks in no small part to the efforts of a bright young star from the east. Defense Counsel Naruhodo,
Yes, my lord.
on behalf of everyone here present in the Old Bailey, I give you my heartfelt thanks.
Thank you. You're too kind, my lord. The first time I faced you in court just under a year ago now, I had the faintest of intimations that if British justice so warped and twisted over its long history has finally no change, this might just be the man to do it. What? But at the time, I wouldn't allow myself to acknowledge the possibility. You couldn't overcome my hatred of the Japanese after the circumstances of my brother's death.
But now that you know the truth.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Wow, it still sounds so weird. But nice.
allow me to apologize for countless discourtesies of my part. You are a lawyer of boundless talent.
Aww. I am Susan.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Van Zeeks.
Whoa. When I first arrived in Great Britain, I was literally a nobody, certainly not a lawyer. The truth is, my fortunes have entirely been made by the miraculous people I've met. My best friend, Cosmo Asogi, who led me here to Britain in the first place. My loyal and ever patient judicial assistant, Miss Susadel,
Very patient.
who helped me study to become a lawyer. The brilliant Lord Van Zeeks, who never failed to challenge his Nipponese rival. And not to mention, the exceptional master of logic and reasoning, who showed me the true art of deduction, Mr. Holmes.
Hell yeah.
Hello. Send me the best for last, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes.
What a relief.
Yes, he was.
I'm well aware that without all these people's help and support, I wouldn't be where I am today. The truth is a guiding light that always leads to happiness. I've lived by that principle for a long time now, but actually it's not true. The truth can also cause great pain, sometimes even leave people on the brink of despair. And for that reason, there are those who feel the need to hide the truth, who do it instinctively even. But as soon as we allow our eyes to settle on something other than the truth, the darkness takes hold. And from there it grows until eventually, it makes us blind to the guiding light of the truth altogether. So that's why it's my belief that we must all resolve never to avert our eyes from what is just and true.
One last slap.
So that we can continue to walk the straight and narrow path ahead.
Straight, that's funny coming from you, buddy.
Good to go. Well, I must excuse myself now.
No, stay.
But before I go, Mr. Naihodo, let me compliment you on your grand opus. What? Without your beautiful composed case against Lord Strongheart, Her Majesty would have been unable to act.
That is true.
Thanks to you and your fellows, the haunting undertones corrupting Britain's justice system have been silenced. Thank you very much. So, until our paths cross again somewhere.
You mean like home?
Well then, does it appear that this long trial has finally come to an end?
My apologies for any anxiety caused, my lord.
I'm quite sure we shall meet again here in the courtroom before long, Prosecutor Barrett Van. In conclusion of these proceedings, I hereby declare the defendant Barrett Van not guilty!
Yay! We did!
Confetti!
Yay! And fireworks!
And those fireworks too, yes.
We're gonna blow the building up for justice!
No, not that
I mean, it already kind of caught on fire earlier, so it's halfway destroyed
It took
already.
forever to put that out. That is all. Court is adjourned for realsies.
Ooh, boy.
We
We did it, everybody.
did.
We got to the truth. And so now we're gonna get to, like, the aftermath of the truth.
God, hologram Sherlock is not something I'd ever thought I'd see in the
I don't think-
1900s.
Nope. I mean, that technology eludes us even today, for that matter.
Yeah, it does.
Good work, Sherlock.
For real. Well, it was Sherlock
So-
and Iris that came up with it.
Very
but
true.
Still.
So, we're gonna see how this all plays out and concludes next time.
421. So close.
So close. I mean, well, to be fair, probably 1 minute ago, the courtroom was ablaze when the scales fell over. So
Oh my god.
the courtroom was just blazing.
No. Why did I have to point anything out?
You had to do it to me, didn't you?
No, you had to do it to them.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you're right.